Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Kim and Inocente. I'm sitting here. It is it's Wednesday morning, drinking my coffee, just kind of hanging out. My daughter's watching TV in the other room. Um, yeah, I wanted to just come on. I'm currently in my office. I can see my vegetable garden from here. Um, Last week I planted a tomato plant, some spinach, arugula, zucchini, and broccoli in my vegetable garden. Fingers crossed. Last year, I had tried to garden because the house we bought, it came with like this kind of cool, like built-in garden bed. Um, but the squirrels like ate everything. I thought at first that there was like this bug or something that kept eating all my stuff. And then I realized it was squirrels. And we tried to make all of these different enclosures with bird netting and things like that. And the squirrels just ate through it. And so late in the summer, I don't even know, it may have been June by then. I went on YouTube and I found this like woman who showed that she made her own enclosure with like PVC pipe and chicken wire. And so I recruited my husband to make it, and it's actually held up pretty well. My garden last year was still kind of a failure. I feel like because it got started so late and then it got so hot. I don't know if you remember at one moment it got to be like 116 degrees outside here in Santa Clarita. Um, so I felt like it was kind of hard for things to survive at that point, but I still got tomatoes and some other things. Zucchini did not do well at all. But the squirrels never got in. So this year, because I still have that enclosure, it's not the most pretty looking thing, but it definitely works. Um, I got an early start on it. So I'm really hoping, that things grow. So fingers crossed, if we're lucky, you'll see me on Instagram posting all of my gardening items. Um, so yeah, I posted a couple of episodes, and I'll be very honest, like talking to myself is super awkward. And I thought, and I'm not going to delete them because they just done is better than perfect in my opinion. But I kind of, I'll be honest with you, like read off some things that I wrote because I didn't know how to speak and things like that. And so I guess I'll just do like a, a little elaboration of like why I've done this. And if you know me, you know that I recently converted my Instagram account to like a business account. I've been a real estate agent for 9 years, and I always had like a separate Instagram account versus my personal one. And it kind of always felt like these separate personas because I felt like, I don't know, just like I couldn't be myself. Like I don't really feel like, and no hate or shade, as they say, to any other agents out there who are very into like wearing business clothes and trying to show this like luxury lifestyle with Louis Vuitton bags and stuff. But that's just like very much not who I am. And like my favorite music is like punk rock, and I have some tattoos and stuff like that. And so I definitely try to conceal that side of me, which I still do a good job and I know what I'm doing and I'm very much normal, but it just didn't feel like professional. I tried to hide that for a long time, and um I just kind of have come to a point over the last year where I'm just like, you know what, like screw it. Like I think that the typical like real estate, I don't know, like just listed, just sold type posts are so boring, and they feel just like so like billboardy. Like I would never follow an account or whatever, engage with anything that does stuff like that. Like I don't know, it's just not something that I align with, I guess. And so I've just decided to share that, like on my Instagram, for example, that I wear Vans. I don't wear high heels. They hurt my feet. I don't wear blazers anymore. I'm not interested in hiding my tattoos and sweating my butt off in the summer. It gets very hot here. Like I said, last year it hit 116. And I used to do all of those things because I thought, especially coming from the banking world, I felt like I had to fit this mold. And maybe it's because, at the time when I first started, I think maybe newer agents, we feel like we have to do this. But I feel like 9 years in, I really, people know what I do. And I think that I just feel more comfortable, I guess, at this point with being myself. And I wanted to try other advertising, ways to get myself out there, basically. especially like I thought to myself, like, well, they took TikTok down and I don't care what your opinion is on it. I don't even have a TikTok, I'll be honest with you. But like you don't own these platforms. And so like I do feel like I want to kind of spread my wings or whatever. Like I don't want to put everything all in the Instagram basket, for example. Like it just doesn't feel wise. And this just feels fun. I want clients or potential clients to get to know me, before maybe they call me or whatever the case is, and provide just like valuable information, maybe some entertainment. We'll see how entertaining this is, but um, so that's kind of why I've done it. And it's funny because this reminds me as a kid, my sister and I had this like stereo. It was black. I don't know what brand it was, but you could record your voice on it. And you could also, I think it had two cassette things in there. So you could record your voice, excuse me, on it. And then you could also record music onto that cassette tape, if that makes sense. So, anyways, we made our own fake radio shows. And unfortunately, I don't know where those cassette tapes are, but we had like our own jingles. And I don't know if you remember like Miss Cleo, but like Miss Cleo would call in. I remember one time I pretended like I was Ja Rule and I called it. I mean, we were just like, is ridiculous. I'm not going to sing the jingle, but both my sister and I remember it and we sang it to each other the other day. And so this has just like reminded me of that time. I'm going to take a sip of coffee real quick. Anyways, um, yeah, so I don't know like the length of what this will be each episode or anything. This is just kind of something I always had in my head. I've always been like a very I don't know, just very interested in or just like listening to podcasts. I've always been someone who's like not wanted to work for other people. While I worked at the bank, in fact, I sold like vintage quirky things on the side on eBay and Etsy. And this was back in like, I don't know, 2009 or something like that. And I had like a whole setup in our spare bedroom when we lived in Lancaster. I had like a mannequin, like a man and a woman mannequin, and I had like a backdrop and I had like studio lights and everything. And I would go to thrift stores and just find like really interesting things or whatever every day, basically, like on my lunch break at the bank and buy them and resell them, clean them up. To the point that like the thrift store employees knew me and they'd be like, oh, back again. And they knew my name. Um, so yeah, I've kind of always done that. And even at that same time, before like influencer marketing and all of that was really popular, I was like I don't want to call it an influencer because I never put my face or name out there, but I was basically like assigned a discount code for websites like, I don't know if you remember or know about like Karmaloop and Plunder and those types of things. But Goodwood, I think my Goodwood code still works. I still get like a couple bucks here and there. Moose Limited, I think is what it's called, Moose Unlimited. America Organic. Oh no, my America Organic co-works now, but Goodwood, NYC. I don't know if you know who these companies are, but I was assigned codes, and so then I would promote their products, and then they would either send me free products or money, basically based on my sales. And then I stopped doing that. Who knew that it would become like such a thing? I would have continued to do it. Because at the time, I don't know, I was making like hundreds of dollars a month just on that. And I remember me and my husband, we would go out to like sushi dinner, Big Tuna in like Palmdale or Lancaster, and we would giggle because the dinner that we bought would be paid with my like promo code money. And it was just so funny. But yeah, so I did that. I sold things on eBay and Etsy. Um, so yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought, but I just kind of have always like done things like this. And I don't know, I wanted to do this. This just felt like a little different, to me, as in how to market myself. I don't, like I said, I don't feel like I align with other agents. I know some very great agents, by the way, that are the stereotypical real estate agent. So it's just not something that I resonate with. Like, I find the luxury vehicles, the, Louis Vuitton or whatever we're wearing, handbags, Gucci belts, things like that, very unrelatable. It could be because I grew up very low income, but I feel like I'm a very regular woman who lives in a very regular house and has a very regular family. And work with, and I want to work with very regular people. And to me, I would never really want to work with someone who um, was either had this or was trying to portray this image of like luxury, because I don't feel like they would understand where I'm coming from, if that makes any sense. And so I want to just be myself and be relatable. And so, you can kind of get to know me here. Yeah, so I guess that's what I wanted to say on that. I'm hoping my daughter doesn't come out. She's out in the living room right now. And if she does, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I don't really know how to edit this yet. So just a little forewarning on that. Um, it's going to kind of be like a work in progress, because I am a mom and I am a real estate agent, and I do my own things, like clean my own house. So, just buckle up, but I still hope this provides like good information and things like that. Um, yeah. So anyways, it's Wednesday. My daughter doesn't have school on Wednesdays, so we typically do whatever. I don't really know. I think we're just going to stay home today. I'm quite behind on laundry. And I have some housework I need to do. I had like a really great, like housekeeping schedule at one point before she was born, of course, where I followed like the clean mama. I don't know if you've heard of that, but the clean mama routine. And it's like on Mondays, you do your bathrooms, on Tuesdays, you dust, on Wednesdays, you vacuum, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's probably very boring, but I really liked it. And it was a very great way to keep up with my house. But having a toddler home with me multiple days a week, um, it's just very difficult. And so I just kind of have been trying to get done what I can, when I can. And yeah, it's a lot harder when you have kids. And everybody would say like, you know, you just wait until you have kids, you'll see. And it was very annoying because it took me a while to become a mom. But now that I'm here, I'm like, oh, it is hard. So I'm sorry to anybody that I dismissed back then. So, but yeah, we're just going to hang out today, do laundry. I'm recording this because I just wanted to have like a longer one. I felt like I kind of rushed through the other ones. Again, they're staying there. What it is, what it is. Um, so I do want to talk about a listing that I have in the Apple Park community in Newhall. Before I get into that, if you are curious about the brokerage that I work at, which is JohnHart Real Estate in Santa Clarita, you want my license number, anything like that, that will be in the show notes, along with a link to this listing I'm about to talk about. I have some really great free guides for buyers and sellers, or if you're looking to move to Santa Clarita, I have a local guide. So just check the show notes. There's a lot of different links in there. But I did list a condo. Let me take another sip of coffee. I did list a condo in Apple Park in Newhall. It's right off of Lyons and Apple Street. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. It's super spacious. It's like, I want to say it's like 1,159 square feet. I'm doing this off the top of my head. And it is very open. It has a wood burning fireplace, which, if you know anything about California, even condos, like I don't even see them at all in condos, but if you bought like a new construction home, we don't do wood burning fireplaces anymore. So it is super cool. In the condo, it's a first floor unit. And it has a little patio area, and just beyond the patio, there's like a lemon tree. And so outside one of the bedrooms, you can like see the lemon tree. It's really cute. I like it a lot. They've done so many updates. They've done like quartz countertops, and they updated the bathrooms. The flooring has been updated. There's a new sliding glass door. And what's really cool about it as well is that the unit, now you don't have like direct access to a garage, but if you go just outside of the steps, the garage is like, I don't know, a 2-second walk to you. And it's a shared garage. So you have one space inside the garage, so you're assigned a space, and you also have a utility closet that's pretty spacious. So if you have Christmas tree, holiday stuff, whatever, you can put it in there. And then you get a permit for outside in the community. So if you have 2 cars or roommate, whatever the case is, you have, parking outside there that you can use that is close proximity to you. Um, and what I also like about this unit is that it's private, like the patio area, like no one can really see in, where some of the other units, they either face like the parking area or something, and so they're not as private as this one. It's really, really cute. It's decorated really well. It a lot of people have even asked if it's staged, which it's not. They just live there and they have, really fun taste. I love it. I want them to come decorate my house. But yeah, so that's listed. There is a community pool. It is gated. And then the location of it is really awesome because it's walking distance from Eat Real Cafe on Lyons and Apple Street. There's like a Chase Bank that you could walk to. Aldi is like right there. You could basically walk there. There's a Starbucks. There's all sorts of stuff over there. And then you're, I don't know, maybe like a 5-minute drive over to Main Street, which, if you're not familiar with Newhall, Santa Clarita, Main Street is very cute. They've basically redone, I don't know how long ago, but like the downtown Newhall area, and there are tons of restaurants, wine bars, cute little shops. It's such a cute little space. And on Saturdays, I think it's Saturdays, there's a farmer's market. There's also the library right there. So you're basically very close to everything, and you're still not too far from the freeway. So it's just a really great location. If you want to check it out, we're actually having an open house. I'm hosting the one, it's my listing. I'm hosting the one on Saturday from 11 to 1. So if you want to swing by, just come by. Again, the address, all that stuff will be in the show notes if you're interested. And then we're also having a second open house. Another agent I know will be hosting that one. So I won't be there for that. But if you are interested, you can definitely go visit her. Her name's Jasmine. And she will be there from 12 to 2. So it's so cute. I think that if you look at it, you'll love it. And if you know someone who might be looking, please share it. It would mean a lot to me. So yeah, I won't be there on Sunday because I have book club. I started a book club. What happened was I read that book. I got a Kindle, and in like December, I took a like a solo trip. I've been trying to do this every year, so it's my second time only, but a solo trip to San Juan Capistrano where I cashed in my hotel points because I love Marriott Bonvoy points. And I stayed at the Mission Inn, which if you haven't been there, it's so beautiful. And I read the Let Them Theory. I think I started a little bit before then and then finish it there, whatever. And I've been really into reading leading up to that. And I was like trying to find like a book club, just a local one that I could like join somehow. It just sounded so fun to me, like with the like kind of dinner party kind of thing and whatever. And then I read the Let Them Theory, and the whole book is like basically like if there's something you want to do, there's other ideas in there too, but like if there's something you want to do, like just put it out there. And basically I took it as let the people who want to come, and the people who don't or think it's stupid, like who cares, like let them think it's stupid and you continue to do what you want to do, which is kind of also how I got to this podcast, I guess, that thinking. But I put it out on Instagram and was like, hey, this was before I transferred to a business account, I guess. But like, hey, does anybody want to do a book club? And I got a lot of responses. And so Sunday will be our second book club. The first one we had was like at my house, and there's 8 of us that came. We read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue or LaRoe. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. By V.E. Schwab, I think is what it was. I'm doing this all off of memory. It was really good. If you haven't read it yet, it's half of it is very boring. Like the last 100 pages were great. And I'll just like it. I'll spoil it, I guess. It's basically about a woman living in France in like, I think it's like the 1600s, or she's not a woman, she's like a teenager or something. And her parents have basically set up like an arranged marriage, I guess you could say. And she doesn't want to do it. And so she basically ends up accidentally making a deal with, I don't know, you call him a devil, the dark spirits, whatever. And she basically, the deal is that she got to escape this life because she wanted to leave. She was in France. She wanted to go explore, the world and see more outside of her small town. And so he, you know, basically what ends up happening is that the deal ends up being that she gets to live forever. And once she's done with living forever, she tells him and he gets her like soul, I think it was. But no one can remember her. So, she could come to your house and you go to the bath, you meet her, she comes to your house, but the minute you take your eyes kind of basically off of her, you go into a different room type stuff. You don't remember her. You don't remember talking to her. You don't know who she is. So she can never form like any relationships. And it's very hard for her to keep anything or have a place to live. And I just felt like that book, they kept this woman. I don't know if you've read it, but they've kept this woman in Paris like this whole time. And I feel like between like, I don't know what it was, the 1600s, and then it goes all the way to like 2014. There's like so many crazy things in history that happened that she could have like been in so many predicaments, in different countries or whatever that they didn't put her in. And I think it would have made the story a lot better instead of waiting to like the last 100 pages to make it interesting. I still think it was written well. But that's kind of how I felt. And that's kind of how a lot of us felt at our first book club meeting. But yeah, so I started a book club. That was what we read. This one, we're meeting like every other month, but this one we read was The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. And I did not like it. I don't know what the hype is about it. I literally don't understand. And I don't want, because I'm going to post this today and probably put it on Instagram if I get the cojones to do this. But I'll have to share that later, just in case someone listens. I don't want to spoil it for, Sunday book club. But anyways, if it's on your Goodreads list, which it was on mine, and then we read it, I would say pass and find something else is my review for it right now. But maybe after this, I'll talk about it. Maybe I could have somebody from book club talk about it with me because it was horrible. Yeah. So, let's see, what else can I share that I'm not being disturbed yet. If my daughter walks in, I'm just going to end this. But I can keep going for now. So yesterday I've been trying, if I haven't made it clear yet, I'm obviously a real estate agent and I typically work from home. I have been recording, I think, for 20 minutes at this point, way better than my 5-minute things. I have been trying to get out of the house more. And so I've been like visiting coffee shops. Recently I've been going to San Fernando Coffee Company, I think is what it's called, in Canyon Country on Soledad. And I love it. I love it. The guys that work there are so nice and they have perfect skin. I don't know what they're doing, but they have perfect skin. I really like them. They're so nice. And the coffee and the food is great. Every time I've gone, I've gotten the Horchata Lover Latte. So it's like a horchata. I don't know if it's like vanilla in it, but it's like a latte on ice with like a cold foam and cinnamon. It's so delicious. And then one of the times I went and I got food, I got like an egg McMuffin type thing, which was really, really good. And then yesterday I got their avocado toast, which was also delicious. And I like it because they have like a lot of seats and it's very spacious. It doesn't feel like super packed. Like I also like, oh gosh, I can't think of the name right now. Whatever. There's another coffee shop locally. Oh my gosh. Oh, Bodhi Leaf. So the Bodhi Leaf on Soledad, I like going there, but there's not a lot of tables. It's very claustrophobic to me. They have great coffee too, but this is much more open. There's a lot of tables. There's like an indoor option, an outdoor option. It's just really great. It's very cute. And a bonus, if you're like a thrifter, you like going to thrift stores, is that there's Wimby's thrift shop, which is in the same parking lot. And then there's also Hope of the Valley thrift shop. So yesterday I went and I worked in there for like 3 hours and I sent out my monthly email because I have like a newsletter type thing that I send out to everybody. That'll be in the show notes as well if you want to sign up. But so I worked and I did that and I did some other things because I have a listing in escrow, or not a listing, my buyer's in escrow. So I was working on that and I might have another listing coming up. So just doing a bunch of things. But after I walked over to both of those stores, and I didn't buy anything. There was at Wimby's. Wimby's is much more antique-y. Things are a little bit more pricey, but she's definitely selective on what she has. I would say it says thrift store in there. I would think it's more of an antique store. But anyway, she has really cool stuff. There were these like drawings of like cowboy, cowgirl type. I don't know, they were just like vintagey looking, and I've been wanting to make my house a little bit more quirky. I just feel like everything's real matchy here. Um, I didn't get them. I might take my daughter and go back, but I'm afraid she's going to break everything. So maybe I'll wait till Friday and hope they're still there. But each picture was like $20. And I was like, I don't know, but I think about it all the time. And I just, I don't know. I really want to hang them in my house. Um, but yeah, so it's a really great location. After I did that, I then went to Happy Brow, which is on Soledad by Bodie Leaf in the Schooners, kind of like off Bouquet and Soledad. Um, I went to Happy Brow. I've been driving by it forever, and I'm like, I need to go because I just need a place to go get my eyebrows waxed. If you're looking for a place in Santa Clarita to get your eyebrows waxed, it was like super convenient. I like made an appointment online. Don't ask me how much it was because I don't remember. It was pretty standard though compared to other places I've seen. And then I just went, and the woman that owns it was super friendly. She has a very cute setup of like clothing. She has some merch kind of stuff and some like cosmetic things and just like cute little chairs you can sit in and wait. And it's just very cute in there. And she was super nice and she did a really good job. She also does like microblading and stuff. I've had microblading done from like a long time ago. But I haven't had it updated. So we'll see. I'm going to go a few more times before I consider getting microblading done again. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It was really great. Um, yeah. So anyways, on Friday of this week, I am going out to Palmdale, Lancaster to meet with some local lenders and discuss some like loan programs that they have to offer. I don't know if you're aware, but like, I mean, there's like, I think there's like over 300 down payment assistance programs in California. So if you're like, I could totally afford like the mortgage payment, I just don't have the down payment. Those programs and things like that are something that I would definitely recommend considering. And so what I'll do, my plan is to talk to them, get some information, and then I was going to come on here and present it. I don't know exactly, if it's going to be like my other episodes or it's super short or this is super long. It just kind of depends what they have to tell me. And if it's not that informative or great, then I don't know. We'll see. But I have a feeling it'll be pretty valuable. So this is all, like I said, this is all just like a new thing for me. I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to post this on Instagram when I'm done. But yeah, so I hope that you found this entertaining, and please share it if you know anybody that might, be curious about following along. And yeah, I'm going to go get back to my daughter. I think that she keeps talking about some Peppa Pig house that she wants me to buy her from Target. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go look at that too. I'm not sure today, but I need to get some chores done first. So anyways, if you have any questions about buying or selling in, Santa Clarita, Palmdale, Lancaster, my phone number is 661-618-2591. I work with JohnHart Real Estate. I've been a realtor for 9 years. My license number, the link to the listing I talked about in Newhall, which is fantastic. And I think you should come check it out. That's in the show notes. And I also have a free buyer's guide, seller's guide, and a Santa Clarita local guide that you can also grab in the show notes. Have a great day, and thank you so much for listening.